Well, hi there. It is Saturday, May the 9th, 2020, Journal 336, T+4 or 404 or somewhere about. I just finished. I just finished spending more than 2.5 hours agonizing over the right words, the right words to express the beginning of one of these blog posts that was actually going to be a column. It still will, actually. It just sometimes the ability to go ahead and create the blog post is a precursor to a longer piece, 3 times longer in general. A column for the magazine I write for, Ratchet and Wrench, and members of the automotive repair community who we serve. And it's painful, it's brutal. It's time spent searching for the right words threaded together in the perfect order. You know, I say agonizing because I'm not sure that there's a better word. And as I wrote in the written blog, I'd love to be able to say I can't imagine what it was like to do this before there were word processing programs and computers. But the fact of the matter is I can remember that because I'm old enough to remember it. And I know what it was like to try and write, to try and express yourself, to try and communicate in longhand, or to type as in with a typewriter, with a physical machine that demanded that you punch a key that would move a mechanical arm embossed with a character or a symbol against a long piece of cloth soaked in ink so that you could go ahead and impress that on a physical paper page. You know, I remember what it was like to buy Wite Out by the gallon. I also remember what it was like when I was first introduced to a Kaypro portable computer. By the way, you got to look it up because it's a real giggle. Which was a military spec machine, and WordStar, which was the first word processing program that I was ever exposed to. And that was to write the first speech I'd written since college for the Equipment and Tool Institute way back in 1984 and their annual meeting when I delivered my Give Me Your Tired and Broken Cars State of the Industry address. Realistically, I stopped writing because it was so painful when I was in college, soon after leaving school. And then then found myself immersed in a whole new career. Once I realized that you could move things around on a page without having to reconstruct them, that you could go ahead and cut something and paste it somewhere else, that you could delete something without having to tear a page up, physical page up, and start over. You know, I'd love to be able to say I think that word processors and computers emancipated people from having to deliberate, to find the motivation, the forethought for expressing yourself clearly and concisely before and after computers, but that's not true. You still have to work just as diligently to make sure that you're saying what it is that you want to say clearly and concisely in a compelling way, so that people exposed to your ideas will have a greater appreciation for what it is you're trying to communicate. Especially if you think what you have to say is important. And my advice to anyone is, if you don't think it's important enough to communicate, why are you saying it? Why are you even trying? So that's like a given. It's a precursor. What the computers and word processors can do is allow you the freedom to create, the freedom to move ideas around on the page, the freedom to ultimately take a deep breath and recognize that, especially in writing, the words that you've put on the page are those that clearly express what it was you were trying to say, words that paint a picture of the idea you're trying to go ahead and communicate. And if you're able to do that, if you're a writer and you're able to do that, then that's a lot. And it's an idea worth thinking about, whether it's in writing or just communicating in general. So while you're thinking about that, I would love to be able to go ahead and tell you that it's important that you stay safe, that you stay home, that you stay focused, and that you stay well. So during this COVID crisis, take care. I'll talk to you again soon.